don't know what that bit of hair's doing there, by the way. It doesn't matter what I do. It just keeps on springing up. I'm quite frankly, I'm pleased to have a tufted hair at my stage of life, to be honest with you. There's a lot less of it at the back, if the truth be known. I'm just saying, if you think, Gonzo looks like Tintin today, I'm fully aware of this. I should have made more of an effort for you, really. I've even got paint on my t-shirt. Look at that. Anyway, if we can get past this, then maybe we can talk about the football today. I'm going to have a little moan about Yarmolenko. A lot of moans. The last moans at the weekend, didn't I? So, a bit grumpy, really, at the moment. We all expect Yarmolenko... I was going to say we all expect Yarmolenko to start tonight. Let me rephrase that. We all expect there to be some changes tonight to the team, really, don't we? I'm in full agreement with that, by the way. I think if we go in with Antonio up front and Rice and Souček and Bonner and Cresswell, blah-de-blah-de-blah. You know the team I'm referring to, whatever our best 11 might be. I think we're probably asking for a bit of trouble for the Leeds game, aren't we, really? So, if it was anybody else, by the way, aside from Man United or Man City or anyone like any other sort of Premier League team or a League One team or whatever the case may be, I think us playing some of our lesser players wouldn't be a problem. I think us doing it against Man United may well see us go out to competition. But when you look at them and think that they could possibly have a front three of Martial, Cavani and Jadon Sancho with Jesse Lingard sitting in behind, and these are their reserve players at the moment, then it really doesn't matter what we do. So, I think that we try our best, try and win, but I'd rest some players. So I think that's a general consensus that we will play a slightly weakened team. So what's the composition of that team? Well, realistically, the people that have been running a lot at the moment, are Souček and Fornals and Declan Rice. I think they all need to be rested. The moment you do that, and also assuming that he won't play Mikel Antonio, because why risk him? And Mikel Antonio with a whole week's rest or whatever it might be is going to be a week and a half's rest, won't it? Then that's going to really benefit West Ham. If you start taking all those players out of the equation, then you have to come to the conclusion that Yarmolenko is going to play. If they don't do that, what's he going to do? Play Oko Flex? I can't see that happening. So I think Yarmolenko will play. Now, Yarmolenko has been highlighted a little bit recently. Now, I thought he was utter pants. In fact, the last few times I've seen him, he was utter pants. Not for the Ukraine, but for West Ham. I think when he's come on in the first 3 or 4 games, he's been desperate at most. Really swinging the ball and shooting from a distance he's just highly unlikely to score from, certainly not on a regular basis. He might score a worldie every now and again, but he's not going to rescue the game doing that. However, there was a stat which came out in the last few days which was absolutely shocking about Yarmolenko. I say shocking. It was shocking because I didn't know it. And I'm not sure if it was true. However, when I heard it, I wasn't surprised. It seems right. It feels right. And now I'm going to actually butcher the stat because I can't remember it. But it's something like this. In 20 or 30 minutes, something like that, Yarmolenko runs less than Mikel Antonio does in 3 minutes. How accurate the stat is, I don't know. But it feels right, doesn't it? That's not a surprising thing. No one's going to turn around and say, oh, don't be ridiculous. He runs just as much as Antonio. Or, no, he runs 50% of Antonio. He doesn't. He just doesn't. His work rate is just not good enough. And unfortunately, it's not like he's one of those players who, okay, he might have a lazy work rate and he might not track back yet, but when the ball comes to him, he comes alive. He has electric pace. He can do something. He can change the game. He can't, and he doesn't. So the thing is with Yarmolenko, you've got to build the team around him. And I think Ukraine have seen this. That's why he's done so well. And I think if you did build the team around him, he's going to get you goals. Basically, get everybody else to do his running. We've all seen players like that in the past. We've seen teams build Matt Le Tissier would be a great example. Southampton, everybody else did Matt Le Tissier's running. Matt Le Tissier didn't matter. You know, was one of the most skillful players you'd ever wish to see, and just would score a goal or set one up almost every time you watched him play. We're not going to do that. David Moyes isn't going to do that. We're not that sort of luxurious team. And if we did, we certainly wouldn't be doing it for someone like Yarmolenko. We would not do that, because the truth of the matter is, with Yarmolenko, that Moyes never would have bought him. I mean, he just wouldn't. There's this suggestion going around that Moyes once looked at him, was it Everton or wherever it might have been? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And I think we've seen enough rubbish rumours with David Moyes linked to players, even at West Ham, to know that actually a lot of rumours are just utter crap. So, I don't believe that, not for a second. And there's no way that if we didn't have Yarmolenko and David Moyes rocks up 18 months ago, whenever he started his stint with us, that he would see Yarmolenko coming. That's the type of player I want. He just wouldn't buy him. And I think we're struggling a little bit with that. And it's not because David Moyes is reluctant to play him. I think David Moyes would play him. I just don't think he's got enough energy to play for us. And that's a little bit... That's going to be a little bit of a problem, because I do believe that one of the reasons we were, at best, willing to wait until January to get a striker, it might be next summer, was that Yarmolenko was going to have one of those squad places. Was going to be a pivotal player for us. Sorry, pivotal's the wrong word. Was going to fill in quite a lot. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 5 minutes here. No substitute appearance on that one. And then League Cup game. And this is what I mean, because I think this is his last chance to do anything now. But actually, the fact of the matter is, he's not doing anything in those times. He's really not. I think this is the last chance saloon for him. I think it's the last chance that Yarmolenko's going to have to impress David Moyes, because I think the more he looks at it, the more he's going to think that actually this guy can't do a job for me. And he has to think that, he has to believe that when he looks at the bench and thinks who's going to score, who's going to assist for me. He's got to have belief in whoever he's wanting to substitute, and he doesn't. And then you've got I was going to say the issue with Vlasic. That was quite an issue, but look, the guy, we spent £30 odd million on the guy. It looks like he's going to take a little bit of a while to acclimatise. The fact of the matter is, we don't know yet. I can't tell you what type of player Vlasic is. I cannot tell you. I don't know. I've not seen enough of him yet. Well, I guess we've seen him play in 2 or 3 games, but we've not seen what he can do. We've not seen what his attributes are. You couldn't say, oh, with his time at West Ham, you couldn't say, oh, he's a long shooter, or he dribbles but he likes to cut inside, he dribbles but he likes to cross. We've just not seen enough yet, because he's not really been involved in the games. And while he's not involved in the games, whilst he's not up to sort of Premier League speed, if you like, then the pressure is then on Yarmolenko again to try and do something. But I think if he doesn't do it in this, I think it's... I don't mean he'll never play for West Ham again, but I think it'll be a case of, perhaps in the Europa League, if we have already qualified, then he'll play him or something like that. And the thing is, he's on a whopping great contract, and his agent was at pains to say all summer, Yarmo's going nowhere. Now, this is off the back of a very good European Championships, of course. There was interest in Yarmolenko. There was absolute interest, but just nobody would stump up the money, really. I do believe I think there were 2 offers from Turkey, actually, but I think West Ham were even willing to waive a fee. And we would have let him go for nothing, but as I understand it, the deals were both that we would still continue to pay half of his wages for the last year of his contract. Obviously, West Ham went, we don't know, there's no point. If we're not getting a fee, we're not going to pay for him to play for someone else. We might as well keep him in the squad. That's what we decided to do. He just doesn't look fit. He doesn't look energised. He doesn't look good enough at the moment. And dare I say it, even the absolute magic wand of a left foot doesn't look like it's going to conjure anything up. I hope I'm wrong. I hope against Man U, he can muster something, and I hope he can play well and give David Moyes another option. So he plays well against Man U, then David Moyes thinks, here's a player I can use until I get that problem position sorted. I hope that's the case, but I do fear if he doesn't do that, and he has a stinker against Man U, we won't be seeing Yarmolenko too many more times in a claret and blue shirt.